Everything you just said to me before I had kids,
Yeah.
it would go over my head, or I'd be like, great, I ate diarrhea. I don't know, that's cool. But
Yeah.
I get it now because you're holding a baby who's looking at a Christmas tree,
Yeah.
and is like stunned by how beautiful it is and mysterious it is, and it reminded me of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Looking at the tree and the depth that it's given with the lights and every ornament seems to mean something, but you're not
Yeah.
sure what. So the train edition is just a mind blower.
Yeah, it's completely insane. It's very strange though, because you get into it, like we always loved it. Like my wife and we wouldn't do the train, but we would do the tree and everything before the kids. And then when the kids come, it goes full bore, exactly what you're in. It's like lift off for, 15 years of just constant, just trying to create magic.
Yeah.
And now they're getting a little older, and now they're starting to dip out. And I find myself under the tree by myself setting the stuff up.
Yeah, and but that is the world that we're living in right now, is such a tight-assed world that to be able to successfully, without feeling shame, have a thing like that under your tree,
Right.
you need kids. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you do it by yourself, you can do it. You're a hobbyist or whatever.
Right.
For most people, there's going to be a sense of like, am I doing all right?
Right.
Is something coming really bad? Like, am I about to make a really bad decision?
Yeah.
But once you have kids, you can you get to live like a human.
Yeah.
That stuff is the best.
Oh, it is the best. It's totally the best. So what is the Santa story? What's Forrest getting as far as Santa?
We're doing classic Santa. We talked about it.
Nice.
So my wife got the freaking Elf on the Shelf, and we started watching
Nice.
Elf on the Shelf films. And I'll be honest, like Elf on the Shelf, we stopped pushing it because it's like it's a panopticon, man. It's like George Orwell. Elf on the Shelf is like a snitch. He flies back to the North Pole to like. But also on top of that, it's a literal, like, I know Santa is something of a conspiracy that you're introducing to the children, you know what I mean? But Elf on the Shelf is like freebasing that conspiracy, because now it's not a camera, but it might as well be. It's something worse than a camera.
He's just appearing every single day, every morning. He's been running around your house at night.
Yeah, he flies back. If you touch him, he loses his magic. But the whole thing, you watch the Elf on the Shelf. There's like 15 Elf on the Shelf cartoons.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Like, the underlying message of Elf on the Shelf
Right.
is like the reason you should be good is because there's now a kind of like, I guess you could call it like secret services, some being that works for Santa, who, by the way, if that thing was like 6 feet tall, it would be horrifying. Just watching you unmoving unless you're not looking, and then it can suddenly move. So Elf on the Shelf, we kind of gave up on that, but we're
man.
Santa.
I know, it really is kind of frightening that he's just walking around your house all night long while you're in bed.
Watching your kids. Just staring at your kids using what is, I don't know, the Elf on the Shelf's ethics system. I don't know what's its religion. What is Elf? How does it know what's right and what's wrong?
I would keep him in a box somewhere though, because once he gets to school around other kids, there's going to be a little Elf on the Shelf peer pressure, which is, my other 3 friends, that elf shows up and he does stuff every night. Where's my elf? That's what kind of happened to us. And then you kind of rode it for a while. And then at like 14, 15, they're still asking for it, but they know how it's moving. They really understand. They know mom and dad are involved somehow. And now you find yourself putting them in all these things, and they like get up in the morning like with a cigarette and just like, oh yeah, cute. He's on the mantle and knocked over the candle.
Yeah. No, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't think it's really caught his attention yet.
Right.
He kind of understands there's this creature but he doesn't seem quite fascinated.
That would be confusing at 3. It's like just wrapping your head around Santa is enough.
Exactly.
And now he's got like a lackey that just hangs around the house.
Yeah, no, it's really Elf on the Shelf is really dark. It's a dark message. We don't need an Elf on the Shelf to be good.
My Santa strategy, which holds to this day, and my kids are 16 and 19, is that I 100%, if they approach me and ask any questions about the tale or the reality, I 100% believe, and I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean there's people that say that he doesn't exist?
That's cool.
And I've held on to it at 16 and 19. I still, to this day, that's the story. I'm not gonna falter. I stick to it. And then, it takes on different meaning as they get older.
Kidding.
But it's a good strategy. I highly recommend it.
Well, gosh, I'll think about that one. I mean, like, I think I'm gonna do, on this, based on I think what you said is way cooler. So I'm following something super cool with something that now that having heard what you are doing seems really lame. But my plan was to say, Santa exists, but sort of on a different channel of reality.
Right.
But when he's 16, he's gonna be like, okay, acid head, all right.
Yeah, and then but if you could just say to him, "Oh, like totally. What do you mean he's not? What?
Yeah,
what
he's totally real.
So wait, where does all the presents come from? What?
Yeah, that Santa thing is a fascinating deception. I remember being like pretty let down when my mom told me there's no Santa Claus. And also I remember feeling a lot of like cognitive dissonance. Like, what the fuck else have you lied to me about?
Right. I know, exactly. It is upsetting. But then if you play dumb and you're just like a Forrest Gump who still believes, they can't bust you on it. You're like,
they're almost going to want to play then you reverse it.
Yes.
They know it's not real. They don't want to hurt your feelings.
That's exactly it.
That's cool. I like it. I like the power method. That's